Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. Look up the magic in me.
It's Wednesday at Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the next all-new Magician 101, the show for all magicians. We have a couple questions this week, not too many, only from one person. So remember to post your questions down below for next week, and I'll give them an answer. And let's get started. Perry has the first question. I was wondering, Smoke by Alan Worson, The Code by Andy Nyman, and Dress Code by Kaylin Morelli was worth it. Okay, let's start with Smoke. Smoke is a utility gimmick where you can make smoke appear from your fingertips or wherever. There are better smoke devices out there that I've heard from various sources that say that different smoke devices such as Vapor and some other ones out there are the best high quality ones you can get. So I haven't heard much about Smoke by Alan Worson. I don't think I would never use a smoke device in my show like Vapor or Smoke. So I would never use it, but if you think you'd use it in a show, the only place it would really shine is if you do some kind of like coin vanish, where you vanish a coin and then boom, smoke appears in the hand. Something like that would be the best way to do that. Okay, The Code by Andy Nyman. I do not like this trick, actually. I watched the demo, and it's basically a guess a card. You can be blindfolded. You can name the card and, say, oh, it's 17 down or whatever. The demo that I watched was overacted by the girlfriend. I don't know if it's really his girlfriend, but whoever's in that demo with him was very... She's never going to win an Oscar for her performance. From the trailer alone, it really turned me off. I didn't like the trick because of the trailer, because of the overacting person. So I wouldn't use it, but again, like I always say, if it fits your style of magic, don't just go with what I say in these Magician 101s. Take a little bit of my advice, especially if I tell you the trick is horrible, but if you think you want to get it, take another look at it. Don't just go solely on what I say. And Dress Code by Kaylin Morelli. I'm sure I mispronounced all these names in this episode of Magician 101. The dress code trick, about a year ago, I said, I'd love to have that for my street magic. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, I would never probably use that in my street magic show, because I'm not the kind of magician that does a quick change in the middle of their show. And that's what dress code is. You spin around and then your shirt changes. The only thing about dress code is I know you need something like a jacket or a long sleeve shirt or like a button-up shirt. You need something over top of your t-shirt to do the actual change. So because of that, I would never use it. I do use a jacket when I perform my magic. As you know, I use the red and white striped jacket, but I don't know. I probably would never use dress code. I would love to do it. It'd be something that I would do like here on YouTube, but I would never actually use it in my magic performing. But if you could pull off that, like I could see David Blaine doing that in a street magic special. If you could pull that off, then I think you should definitely go for it. All right, that's this week's short Magician 101 because we had only 3 questions. So thank you to Perry for that. And remember to post your questions down below for next week. I'll give them an answer, and I'll see you next Wednesday for an all-new Magician 101. More. Do you know how to mix up cards? You say, you are not cards. You are not cards. You get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab one of the real and usable. You're probably talking like $100 trick. So that's why. And it's a real... Their selected card will say there's the King of Diamonds, goes right on the table. And all